For you personally, a little bit different this year. I know you and I have talked about that, but just how did you kind of see it playing out for you? I mean, more assists this year than past seasons. Just kind of your own game. Like you think
Yeah, I mean, it was just tried to make the right play at all times, and sometimes it was more passing. I think this year for me, I think to back 2 years ago when I scored 40, I think I was just kind of shooting everything from everywhere, and some were going in, some weren't, right? So, I think moving forward here, I need to get back to that a little bit more.
Do you keep in touch with how they're feeling, the conversations, or do you have to stay removed?
No, I'm talking to them. I mean, technology these days, you can shoot a text. It's pretty easy. But it's, I'm speaking with them. I'm trying to do as best I can. But once again, when you don't have skin in the game, it's always tough. So, it's a learning process you go through. This is my 15th year, and I'm still learning and having situations I haven't had before like that. So you learn from it and you move on.
What's your assessment of your first season in Seattle?
We liked it. Myself, wife, the kids. I was only here a few times playing them, so everything was new. Everything went by so fast. Having not any summer last year, and then having to move here, check the surroundings, get settled in the new home. Baby girl, obviously Mason was born. Flew by. This seems like the fastest year, but we enjoyed it. The players, staff, we enjoyed being a part of it. Obviously, we'd still like to be playing, but all in all, minus the playoffs, really good decision for me and my family.
What do you kind of make of this year as a whole? Well, we're not in a position we want to be, so obviously not too happy with that. Inconsistent at times. Our game looked pretty good at times, and then inconsistent at times. So it's frustrating not being in a better position. Obviously, I think we have the players and the team to be fighting for a playoff spot and in a better position. So that part's frustrating. It's a big off-season for us. We need to take a step next year, and we all know that. So collectively, individually, top to bottom, we got to be better, and obviously it's an important off-season for us.
Personally, what did you think about your first year living in Seattle, just getting acclimated and learning about the city and the fan base?
Good, really good. I think having a summer here to know what to expect coming into next year, and it was just kind of everything seemed like a first this year, with all the things that you just mentioned. So now knowing what to expect, knowing just kind of how everything works, and everything, I think just be that much more comfortable next year. And yeah, I think that having a summer to reflect and just think about everything that happened this year and what went on, it'll be good, and it'll be a good thing for next year.
Did you learn anything about yourself getting that extra ice time the half season you were here and getting a chance to play an expanded role and seeing what it kind of led to?
Yeah, I feel the confidence is the biggest thing. Like, since I got here, I feel like I got more ice time, and then they trust me here more. So, and I felt better. I would say first couple of games was kind of hard and not the best start, but after that, the Christmas break we had, and then after that, I feel our line did pretty good job, and I felt pretty good out there, and then I was making plays and maybe things I didn't do before. So I think that's the confidence. What I got a little more because of those things, and then obviously more ice time helps also. So yeah, felt pretty good.
Vince, what are a couple areas you look at in particular and say you guys have to make strides here if you guys want to make the leaps you can next year?
Special teams for sure. It's something that I've always been a part of, and I think a lot of the moments in the first half of the season we didn't come up and didn't create momentum, at least for other guys who don't get the opportunity to get out there. And I think when your special teams are clicking, you find ways to fight back in games when you get the chance on the power play. And you look at most of the best teams in the league, they all have elite power plays. It's working together and creating an identity that those are the guys that you put out and you can trust that they're going to make the right plays and make highly offensive plays to hopefully score goals, but not only that, to put teams on their heels and to just create a good momentum moving forward on 5-on-5 if you don't score. So that's one area for me that I think we definitely need to take a stride in next season. I think the starts of our games have been very inconsistent. I think some games we come out flying and some games we come out flat, but mostly all the time we found ways to fight back and give ourselves a chance. But this league's way too good, and everyone knows that it's hard to play from behind so much. And I think just being a little bit more consistent throughout all three periods and not trying to run away with the game, but just taking it period by period and minute by minute and just taking it slow and not overcomplicating things for ourselves. I think when things were bad, we found a way to beat ourselves up a little bit too much, and we don't have to try to win the game the next shift when things don't go right, but as long as we can keep ourselves in the fight and give ourselves a chance to come out line after line, that gives ourselves a better chance to win more games.
Yeah, I mean that's great to hear, but obviously like we're a team, so we need to do the same thing every single night. I know that means a lot to me by them saying that, and but we win and lose as a team. So
You've also shown versatility in your game, both sides, different situations. How important is that to you to show who you are as a player with that?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's, for the position I am in and the role I played here, it was important, to be able to do that. I've done it before in my career anyways, so it was something I've always felt comfortable with, and just be able to show different sides of your game, and like you kind of just said, the aspect of being able to play the left and right side was pretty important for me.
So how would you describe what this team is about when they're playing successfully?
Yeah, I didn't see him too often, but I had seen him enough times to know that when you're playing against the Kraken, you're playing against a team that moves the puck extremely well. It's not always tape to tape, but they're getting pucks to each other and not turning them over as much as other places I played. So this is a team that when you come here, I was a little bit surprised that we weren't in the playoffs yet. Still kind of making that push because I think they definitely underachieved for how good they are, and I think if you ask any guy on another team, they get up for these games against the Kraken because they know they don't have a choice or they'll get beat.
Proud of myself for how much I grew, how much I learned throughout this year. And sticking with it, and just really enjoying the process, enjoying being an NHL player, and really happy with my year personally and how it went overall for me.
Yeah, like you said, in terms of players, that's above my pay grade, but I do believe that we have a lot of the pieces right now in this room. I think for us as a team and what we've tried to build here in the last 20-25 games was more of an identity and more consistency. I truly did believe that we had the team to do it this year to get back to playoffs, and I think that was the main thing that we kind of came away with was we need to have a distinct identity and come out of the gates right at the beginning of the year with that and build that from day one and not falter from that as much as we did.
Yeah, obviously disappointment. Not making the playoffs is obviously, it's tough. We all want to be in the playoffs. We all want to be fighting for the Stanley Cup, and we're all competitors and we want to win. So it's tough when it's not going your way, but I was really proud of the way we finished out the season. I think since the deadline we were above 500, and that's an easy time to just say, hey, we're not going to make playoffs. It is what it is. Let's just mail it in. And I got a lot of respect for the guys in our locker room and the way we competed throughout the end of the season. And I think it showed a lot of character. But yeah, obviously disappointed to not make playoffs, and I think I said it last year, but same kind of thing this year. We're gonna hopefully use that as fuel this summer and come back ready to go next season.